IronHeart, Episode 1 Breakdown. Within the first 20 minutes, we meet our protagonist, Riri Williams, who hits us with the claim that she's going to be bigger than Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Tony Stark, combined. Subtlety? Never heard of her? And no, it's not just a vibe, that's the whole show's personality. 5 seconds in, the narrative's already spiraling. Being told, not shown, no, told, that Riri is this next level genius prodigy of the entire universe. The camera's practically bowing to her. And just in case you somehow missed it through that confident, dramatic music and her techno little montage, Riri doubles down with a voiceover.
I'm here because I can be the greatest inventor of my generation.
Humble too, but wait, there's a catch. Because despite her sky-high IQ and unlimited self-confidence, Riri apparently can't succeed. Because she's broke. She's being held back by the system. And that victim narrative? Yeah, buckle up, because that's about to become the personality of this entire episode. If I had to retitle this episode, it wouldn't be IronHeart Bad Girl Genius Superhero. It'd be IronHeart I Want Money, and maybe some self-respect. The open thing is basically catered, designed to position her as this one above all, this great genius, and not just any, the genius oppressed by the circumstances, denied greatness. Capitalism, barriers.
The equivalent of a whole vibranium mountain.
Remember, there's no way to prop Riri up without putting Tony Stark down.
Money.
No shade though, just
Do you think
facts.
Tony Stark would be Tony Stark if he wasn't a...
Because let's remember, Tony Stark built his first suit of armor in a cave while being literally held hostage with a literal box of scraps. He wasn't trying to win an award, he was trying to survive. He didn't build his legacy out of luxury, he built it out of desperation, trauma, and engineering. But IronHeart rewrites all that, reducing Tony Stark's origin to, well, yeah, he just had money. We're not even 5 minutes in, and Tony Stark's legacy is already being degraded for the piece of trash that Riri Williams really is. Meanwhile, Riri over here is repackaging her academic dishonesty as a necessity. Her genius idea for a side hustle? Creating high-level inventions for other students and letting them claim all the credit, in exchange for cash, of course. Essentially, she's just running a black market genius for hire service. Not exactly Tony Stark material right there. But hey, she had no choice. She's just another perpetual victim of capitalism. Because nothing screams superhero origin story like helping your classmates cheat their way through MIT. We also find out that Riri's been enrolled in this college for over 4 years, with no degree in sight. Not because she's failing. Oh no, of course not. She's thriving academically. She's just not attending classes. Instead, she's using the school's labs, networks, and resources to build her Iron Man suit. And when she's finally confronted by the faculty for her cheating, she doesn't apologize. She doesn't have any wrongdoing. Her attitude is basically,
You want me to be small? But I refuse.
Riri, that's a hot pile of garbage.
and then we find out that they built an entire curriculum for her. Are you for real? No, just no. And then later, when she's expelled, of course, campus security show up. Because you know why? Because they know what she's like. They know what she's going to get up to. And of course, Riri handles this in the most mature way possible. By walking up there in her Iron Man mech suit, you know, the literal weapon. And of course, the security guards aren't going to do anything. I mean, who wants to deal with that, right? But luckily, don't worry, guys, because the student crowd is always here to defend her.
Anything that's not hers.
I would never. She built that with her own grant money.
She didn't. At least not all of it. You know, the university that provided her the resources, the materials, and everything to make that suit? No, it's theirs. But what would she know about a grant? It's not like she's a university student or anything, right? And just like that, she's gone. She's expelled. But wait, we have to watch her take off and fail at repeating the Iron Man scene where he crashes all over again. Unfortunately, from Riri's, she's still alive. And it's only because her shoddy AI completely failed. But oh well. And just like that, all her resources and funding have been cut off. So what on earth could she possibly get up to next? Well, the next step, it's crime, obviously. What else? As we see Riri flying through the sky, as our random criminals look up, see her, and decide, we're going to recruit that random brain-dead idiot flying through the sky. Because of course they are. And will she accept? Well, of course she will. She's poor, remember? Next we see some random kid offered to help carry her armor. But don't worry, he's not too nice. He demands money up front. Because remember, capitalism is a villain. She's poor. Later, her mum arrives, delivering exposition as normal. Because of course, Riri's attitude, questionable behavior. Don't worry guys, it's totally justified. She's 19, legally an adult. But don't worry, she's 13. At least in this show, mentally she is. She can lie, steal, cheat. But don't worry, as long as she remembers her past, it's all good. Then we meet this random guy, who I'm not even going to bother giving a name, because I really don't care, so I'm just going to call him Random Guy. But his whole purpose is to give Riri a mixtape so we can listen to the background song of it at some point when I suppose it's supposed to be deemed emotional. But anyway, moving on from that. He also helps remind us that Riri's supposed to be a genius, a genius who gets involved in criminal enterprises. Yeah, that kind of genius.
Trying to get some drinks free. But you, Riri Williams, are making an iron suit.
So anyway, you're probably wondering what happens when the criminals meet her and try to offer her her job. Well, once she passes their potential life or death fake situation and gets shown the money up front, she feels conflicted. Nah, not really. She joins up right away. And then, of course, she's got to ask herself, is there anything wrong with this job? Breaking, entering, extortion. And what did she say? Yes, yes, yes. This isn't Iron Man. This is IronHeart, of course. Becoming a douchebag in 5 seconds or less. Anyway, later, of course, we're missing our sympathy. So now we get our flashback. Our flashback of Riri Williams and her dad and etc, and yada yada yada. Now, I would care, but I haven't cared so far, so it's probably fake to care at this point anyway. So I'm just going to move on as we realize there was no point in that since she's literally trying to sell her dad's car in the very next scene. Yep, the last memory of her dead father. She's trying to sell it off right then and there. Why would you even have the fake sympathy scene then? Doesn't make any sense. But then, at the end of the episode, we get our best, most twisted ending. Riri's AI project, the one she's been trying to build, the supposed goal of the whole episode, happens while she's asleep. Yes, her goals, her motivation, her entire work process. It's come to her. It's been snatched. Have you heard of Mary Sue? Well, this is even easier. She didn't even have to try. She fell asleep, and it did all the work for her. Let that sink in, guys. It went from, I need an AI, for my Iron Man suit, I'm broke, to, I made a sentient hologram of an AI, of a person that I knew, by attaching an electrode to my brain. Does that make sense? Nope. Is it sci-fi? Not even close. Who even knows what it is? But don't worry, guys, it was all Riri's high-level effort that she put in. She's a genius, remember? Superhero, remember? Well, I haven't seen either of those, but I'm sure they'll come up at some point.